Please welcome to the stage your next guest, the very funny David Quirk.
Wow, thank you, thank you. I am a comedian. Must be worth cheering for. Thank you. I opened up a newspaper about a year ago and a headline struck me. A headline blew my mind. It should have been front page news. It should have ran for weeks, this headline, this article. It said this: more iPhones sold per second than babies born. Okay, I read that and I was like, wow, it sounds staggering, sort of, to me. It certainly does. It sadly does make that obvious journalistic mistake of comparing to completely unrelated things, doesn't it? Right? Not iPhones and Android phones. Not babies and adults, not something as obscure as that even. No, let's compare, shall we? Babies and iPhones, absolutely. I may as well have opened up that paper and read, more garlic sold per fortnight than racehorses put down. I'd never thought, that does sound high. I will read this article. Ridiculous. Wow. But I'm also here to tell you that in February of last year, I woke up one morning in Adelaide. Now, I was there for a whole month, so that happened quite a bit. But I woke up with a very bad hangover and I had a very strong headache, a very fierce headache. So I decided to go and get something for it. I went to a pharmacy and I asked the lady in there, I said, what do you have for a headache? She gave me this little box. It's called Panamax. I don't think you can see that. You might have heard of this product. I'd never seen it. She told me it was 100% paracetamol, okay? Which impressed me for some reason. I said, how much? And she said $1.76. Okay, which began the blowing of my mind, right? She left having done her job. And that is when I started to study the box. Down here, in the bottom left, my left, it says in orange, 100 tablets, folks. 100 tablets of 100% pure paracetamol for 176 cents. That's about... That's cheap, isn't it? And I knew, barring some unforeseen event, I'm buying this paracetamol. So as I walked across to the counter, I remember thinking, 100? How am I ever going to have 100 headaches? That's insane. I remember thinking, I'm going to have to hand this down in my will. This is crazy. Like... It's insane. I'm going to have to tell a tax man and lawyers and Centrelink about all my paracetamol. It's crazy. And I remember when my parents, they got their last car. The last car they bought was a Toyota Corolla. Just nothing fancy, a humble enough car. I remember my mother said, this is going to see us out. Which is a bleak way of shopping for anything, to be fair. But that's what this is going to do. It's going to see me out. It's terrible. So I took it over to the lady and I put it on the counter and I said, I'll take that, thank you. And as she was scanning it, I said, and there's really 100 in there? I said that to her. And she said, that's right. And I said, I've got to be honest, I don't plan on having 100 headaches. And she said, well, you typically take 2. And I said, oh, look, even then I don't really plan on even having 50 headaches. And she said, to a credit, who does? Right? And she's right, isn't she? You know, who plans their headaches? Have you ever just left the house and thought, might have a look in the city today, have a look around, grab some lunch at the food court, have a couple of headaches? Ever open up your diary and thought, oh, that's odd, 3 o'clock migraine, 4 o'clock squash. I really should have swapped those around. And then she said, it's better to have too many than not enough. And at that point I was quite confused and I said, headaches? And she said, tablets. And after realising I just engaged in one of the strangest conversations in recent history, I said, this is funny. It reminds me of that joke. And she said, what joke? I said, why is there no aspirin in the jungle? And she said, why? I said, because the paracetamol. Which is the finest paracetamol-based joke I've ever heard, okay? And something to think about. And she just said, that'll be $1.76, thank you. Thank you and good night, folks. Have a great one.